Hey guys, this week Josh is back in Vegas for Star Trek NerdCon, gambler-only cruises, and how to handle massive amounts of free play. So stick around.
Welcome to the Crap Vegas podcast.
Vegas, here we come.
Vegas!
Here are your hosts, Chris and Josh.
Hello everyone, and welcome to episode number 88 of the Crap Vegas podcast. I am Chris, he is Josh. Josh, what's going on?
What's going on is I am literally just back from my cross-country road trip. Chris, I drove 2,290 miles.
That is
over the last few days.
2,200 miles, way too far for me.
Chris is anti-road trip.
I hate road trips. There is nothing I would rather do less than go on a road trip. I can't stand driving.
This is by myself in a Chevy Suburban full of boxes. So I drove this from Missouri. I drove up to South Dakota, saw Badlands National Park, was going to go see Yellowstone. I was talking to a coworker, said go to the Lamar Valley in Yellowstone National Park. And so I plot out the route from Billings. And Chris, how do you feel about heights?
We've talked about this when I went, when I did my zip lining and stuff. I'm not big on heights.
How do you feel about like road heights? Like, driving up cliff roads and things.
I don't get to do that too terribly often in Kentucky. It doesn't pop up very often. That being said, I mean, like I've done it in Colorado and stuff, doing, things like that. And it really doesn't bother me too terribly much, not nearly as much as like standing on a cliff with a rope on me.
Okay, I got you. Well, so I'm driving along, going to the Lamar Valley, and you go through this town in Montana called Red Lodge. Okay. And I started to go on this route that takes you, what I've since been learned, is along the most beautiful road in America.
Oh, fancy.
Which is super cool. I did not know this. And it takes you up something called Beartooth Pass. And Chris, Beartooth Pass, you start at the bottom at like Red Lake Lodge area, elevation at 5,200 feet. You go up from 5,200 feet to 10,947 feet in 12 miles.
Holy cow. Yeah.
I was terrified.
Were you? I mean,
You're
that does
driving along.
Scary.
Look this up on YouTube sometime. This Beartooth Pass, Beartooth Highway. It's extraordinarily beautiful, but I was so afraid.
No, it's Josh. Here I am thinking this whole time, all the stories I know about Josh and what he does in his personal life, and I'm thinking all this to move some boxes. You can pay somebody to move boxes.
Well, we're doing that too, but this was things that we didn't really. We were worried about getting broken and that kind of stuff. So
insurance exists.
Yeah, I know. But it's more the family possessions and all that kind of stuff and things that just my wife, and I like a solo road trip. So I was happy to take on the responsibility. And I made it back alive.
I will fly 15 hours across the country if necessary with multiple stops. And that doesn't bother me. But stick me in a car for more than 2 hours and I'm miserable.
This is where the brothers are different.
I know. I guess so. Well, anyways, Josh.
What's going on with you? Flatland, Kentucky.
Flatland, Kentucky. Yeah, just been going up and down our hills, nonstop. It's been great.
What's your highest elevation in your immediate vicinity?
Well, I mean, we have the mountains, the Appalachian Mountains, if you want to go out to eastern Kentucky. So then
how high does that get you?
I've never done it, but I would say probably 7,000 feet.
Oh, all right. Those are real mountains.
7,000 probably.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I would guess. I mean, yeah, in my area, we can get up to 500 feet above sea level. I mean, we're way up there. Yeah, no, nothing crazy.
I live at 450 feet.
Exactly. No, nothing crazy going on here, Josh. Very busy like always. Desperately trying to figure out when I'm going to get back out to Vegas. And Josh and I were discussing that before the episode even started, but I think that will come up in a minute, so I'll save that discussion. But with that said, Josh, let's tell people how to get a hold of us. You can send us an email. That's podcast@crapvegas.com. You can join us over on our Facebook group, crapvegas.com/Facebook. I've tried to get on there a little more often now, Josh.
You have?
Like once every 2 weeks, which is for me pretty good.
I'm impressed.
Thank you. You can join us over on Twitter.
X.
He's at Vegas Duffy. I'm at Small Whale 13, or the show page is at Crap Vegas. Or we would absolutely love to have you join us over on Patreon. That is patreon.com/crapvegas, where there's a 1 week free trial. It's the best time of year to join, Josh, because not only do we have our NFL Survivor contest, which you can still get in on, and if you hear this and join very quickly, you can still get access to that. It's free for all our patrons. There's some big prizes that you can win on there. We always have a great time with that. Fading Crap Vegas, our sports picking and fantasy football podcast is starting over there. We got all sorts of good things coming up.
It's a lot of fun over there. Appreciate your support. And if you want to contact us, all those good ways are ways to get a hold of us.
Previous episode feedback. Josh, we got an email from Nikki about your last trip. Nikki says, I truly think Delmonico is the absolute best spot for a nice lunch in Vegas, and their cheeseburger is the greatest of all time. I literally go and just get a cheeseburger and a slice of banana cream pie, and I'm set for the rest of the day. Question for Josh. I'm curious if you find your play level changes a lot when Chris isn't there. Personally, when my girlfriends come with me, I always gamble less than if I take a trip by myself. Is it the same for you? Chris, also, do you gamble more when solo? Thanks for the great show, Nikki.
Well, thanks, Nikki. Yeah, that cheeseburger blew me away. I wasn't even expecting. I didn't remember it being that good, and it was incredible. Do I gamble differently without Chris or more? Yes and no. I think I play different games, Chris, when you're not around.
Okay.
More likely lately to play lots and lots of video poker and more slots, less dice. When I'm with you, it's more dice for sure. It's probably about the same like dollar level, denominations and things like that. I think I lose more when you're not there.
Yeah, probably. You know, I definitely play a lot less when Josh is not there. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, I think you do too.
When Josh isn't there, I'm very likely, if I have a bad run at the dice table, I will go back up to my room for 2, 3, 4 hours, order some food, watch some Netflix. I'll break my day into like 3 segments. Like if I have a morning segment that starts at 6 a.m. at the craps table, it goes really south. I get done. I play a little video poker or slots or something. I'll go back to my room and I will not come back down to the gaming floor until the shift change happens and it's 1 o'clock. And then I'll have my afternoon session and see what happens there. If it goes poorly, maybe I'll wait till 7 and come back down for one final session of the day. I definitely play a lot less when Josh isn't there. That's just always been the way it is. Typically I lose a lot less when Josh isn't there just because I don't play as much, which is great. But I definitely play a heck of a lot of craps. And that doesn't change whether Josh is there or not. I force him to play craps with me.
It's true.
Whether he wants to or not, that's what I'm going to be doing. That's what I enjoy doing. You know, Josh, it just feels like, especially when I'm not there on your side, not having somebody there to be like, hey, let's take a break or let's stop or let's do something different. Because I know like on your last trip, you told me your coin in was far heavier than anything I've ever even come close to touching.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's with me, I don't take that break. I just switch games, you know? So if I'm video poker, I'll go slots or craps or whatever.
To be fair, though, you're much more likely just to sit at a video poker bar than I ever would. Like I can do that for 30 minutes, maybe an hour.
Right. Whereas I could do it for 4 hours. Yeah.
I'm done. I can't continue to do that. And you can. And so without anything to break that up, I mean, that could be a significant amount of coin in.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Anyways, great question, Nikki. I agree about Delmonico. Their food is just amazing. Whatever meal that you're having. I haven't had their burger in a few years. I actually really need to get it again. But I think I even saw John Curtis recently talking about how good their burger was.
Oh, all right.
So, I mean, it's not just you, Josh. And their banana cream pie, there's nothing that touches it. Yeah.
Right.
We got a message on Twitter from John. John said, I too am a little concerned that Golden Gate is just the tip of the iceberg for table games being removed from Vegas. It feels like every year more tables are removed and none are added. Do you think that this will ever level off, or will all casinos eventually be electronic only? I feel like it will start at places like Excalibur, and they will encourage you to play table games at Luxor, and then rinse and repeat up the chain.
Well, John, I think that's a great question. And we kind of touched on it last episode, I guess, but I don't see electronic games completely replacing live table games. I mean, maybe that's a naive look, but I still believe that higher level players want that interaction with dealers and the feel that comes with a live game. Even if you can get, identical odds on electronic machines, that kind of thing. If you can play craps, bubble craps, and it's the same game. But I think you still want that interaction. So I think where there is profit to be made from the casinos, even if it's a lower take, a lower profit margin with live dealers, I think the casinos will still want to have that for their really high-end players. So I don't see it going away completely, but I do see the places where the live games are loss leaders. I kind of see that shifting away more and more.
Yeah, I think higher end properties, nothing's going to change. I think higher end places will always have table games because there is always some rich guy that flies in from Asia that has millions of dollars that wants to play on baccarat tables or craps tables or whatever it may be, and they need to have that available for them. But if you're talking lower level properties, and he gave the example of Excalibur becoming like, electronic game only and slots and telling people to go to Luxor, I don't think it's horribly far-fetched for that to happen. I could see a situation where MGM just said, we're going to take one or two of our lowest level properties and just say, this is slots and electric games only. Oh, you want to play table games? Yeah, head over. We have this brand new awesome table games pit over at Mandalay Bay, or something like that. I could see that happen.
Oh, yeah. I think so, too. I could easily see that happening.
And I could definitely see properties start to lower the number of craps tables that they offer.
Yes, for sure.
Because it's so labor intensive having to have 4 employees on every game, as opposed to a blackjack table where you can get 6 players and 1 dealer. At a craps table, you could get 12 and maybe even 14 or 16 at a table, depending on the size of it, but you got to have 4 dealers. So at the absolute best odds, you're getting 4 players per dealer that you have to employ. So it's a lot.
Do you think you might see more of the one dealer tubs or that kind of thing?
Maybe. I don't know. Like not at higher level properties.
No, I don't either. Yeah, I just wondered if that might be a way that some of the lower properties try and keep the live game, but I don't think so.
I just feel like we're eventually going to get to a point, Josh, where a pit that used to have 3 or 4 craps tables now has 2. And it's 1 crapless, 1 traditional craps. And the traditional craps is only open certain hours of the day and stuff, and the crapless stays open 24/7.
I think you're probably right.
Well, and if nothing else, they'll definitely start eliminating more floor supervisors and true boxes.
Oh, yeah.
You already see, heck, Aria doesn't have true boxes. They have floors that rotate between tables typically from what we've seen.
Venetian too, on the main floor. Yeah,
that's true.
They've got 2 tables,
Yeah, they'll have a pit that will rotate between 2, 3 tables without issue. Yeah, I think that's going to continue to happen. Okay, with that said, let's keep it moving. Okay, Josh, we're getting to the good part now. You are just back from a trip to Vegas for your Star Trek nerd pew pew con that you have a great time going to every year, I know. But before we talk about that, I know you mentioned there's a story from your trip the week before that you haven't shared yet.
Yeah, I forgot to mention this on episode 87. So this is one of the nights that, let's see, Boring Jack, I think Eric, Stacy, and Marilyn we were all hanging out at Bar Luca. I told you about Bar Luca.
Yes, you did.
We were all hanging out there. I can't remember exactly how this came around, but Marilyn was texting with her host, and her host came by Bar Luca to say hi. Give Marilyn a hug. Speaking of, when's the last time your host came by and gave you a hug? Just saying. I got a hug. I got drinks.
I told Josh last night when we got done recording something else that I don't think my host at Venetian's too happy with me right now. Because even when I sent a cancellation email letting her know what happened with the flights and all that stuff, I never even got a response. So she may not want to give me a hug right now.
I think she still loves you. But anyway, Marilyn's host came by and Marilyn introduced me as the host of Crap Vegas. And Chris, Marilyn's host said, "Wait, is that the show that does the host ratings?"
Yeah, it is.
She said, we've talked about that. All the hosts know about that. And
oh, interesting.
Yeah.
You would think we put a lot more effort into it than we do. We don't. Hey, you know what? Fun side fact, Josh. I actually went online and added the reviews that I've received over like the past 2 months today.
Oh,
so
good.
There's a bunch of new ones on there that weren't there before.
Well, anyway, the hosts at Venetian all apparently know about it. So
oh, well, good.
Get those host ratings in.
You know, it's amazing. I actually get a decent amount of email from people thanking us for having that. And it's something we don't even talk about anymore. I probably get somewhere between 2 and 3 ratings a week is what come through, which is great for something we don't even talk about.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It takes me a while to add them sometimes. And we've had some people recently that sent me host reviews for hosts that are not in Vegas. Like they're sending them
gotcha.
Like local property hosts and stuff,
right.
Or they're in Biloxi or Atlantic City.
Right.
I haven't added those yet. I didn't delete them or anything. I'm hanging on to them. We just haven't taken the time to really update the page to support that sort of thing. And if anybody isn't aware from when this project first launched, this is Chris manually doing all of this, like manually doing the ratings and manually adjusting their scoring when there's more than one review. It's really time consuming the way that it's set up. So it's just not something we're going to expand out too far yet. But a day will come where it's going to be, just absolutely perfect and automated and stuff. We're just not there yet.
We're going to have AI do it all.
That's a good point. Why not just have AI do it? Okay, I like that idea. Anyways, Josh, so
Venetian hosts know about it, so that's kind of cool.
Perfect. Yeah, that is really cool. I'm glad you shared that. Okay, so now you are just back from Star Trek. What's the name of the con, Josh? You had an acronym for me a few weeks ago on the big wheel, and I still don't remember what it was.
STLV. It's not that complicated.
That's right. Are you going to play that soundtrack that goes with it again?
It's probably going right under us as we speak.
Probably is.
We've beamed down to STLV.
Okay, so Josh, this was a Tuesday through a Saturday?
This was Tuesday through Sunday. This was 5 nights. Yeah. And in fact, I even missed, so I left on the Sunday, the end of the convention, but there's programming that goes through. There's a concert. There's what they call a Rat Pack, the Star Trek Rat Pack concert that goes on through Sunday night. So a lot of people stay till Monday. So I actually left a tiny bit early. I was there for 9 nights over 12 days. So
I think you got enough in. I think we're good.
I think for the first time in my life, I can say I'm Vegased out.
I can understand that, Josh. There's no way I could do what you did. But I'm excited for you, though, and I know you have a lot of good things to talk about. So, first of all, I believe you had more than one room when you were in Vegas this time. Is that correct?
So, yes, I did. I'm not a big proponent of double dipping, double booking, all that kind of stuff. But in this case, it was kind of too good, an offer too good to refuse. Huh. So I was going to stay at Sky Suites. In fact, I did stay at Sky Suites. I had my normal MGM offer, which was great. Worked with my new host on the property, and she was fantastic. But then I got a Caesars offer. And normally my Caesars offers, Chris, I mean, I'm diamond, but just, barely.
Yeah, like 15,000 and 2 tier credits. Yeah.
Yeah. But I got it. So maybe I get, $100, $200, $300 in free play. I don't pay too much attention to it. But all of a sudden I got this offer that said if I went for these couple nights, it was a very specific offer, they'd give me $1,000 free play.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So I'm like, that's more than I've ever gotten from Caesars.
I don't even think I've ever got an offer from Caesars that had that much.
Yeah. So I'm like, and it just so happened that it was during the Star Trek convention. So I'm like, sure, I'll double dip. And I gave them a little bit of play. I didn't play them.
Which hotel was it?
So I looked up the app, I played with the Fun Caesars app to see what rooms I could get and what properties. And I could get did get a junior suite, I think it was, in the Palace Tower of Caesars.
Okay. When was the last time you stayed at Caesars Palace?
It's been a while.
I think for me, it's been at least probably 8 years.
Yeah, it's been more recent than that for me, but it's been a while. So the way it worked, I won't go through the whole thing, but the way it worked, so I had a rental car, first of all, for this trip.
Of course.
Partly because I knew I knew the convention was at Rio, so I knew I was going to be running around between Aria and Rio all the time. But then now I have another hotel that I had to go to.
Now, Josh, it's easy to walk from Caesars Palace to Rio. It's right behind it.
I sure is. I think I've probably done that somewhere in my history. If Jack were with us, if Boring Jack had been there, he probably would have made
more
me,
than
right?
once. Yeah.
Anyway, so I won't go through the whole thing, but I checked into Sky Suites first. I hung around there. I'll talk a little bit about that. Then I went and did pre-registration at Rio. So it was about 9 o'clock, maybe a little later, 10 o'clock at night at Caesars when I finally got there to check in, Chris, on the first night. So I had my room at Caesars on Tuesday night and Wednesday night.
Okay.
And so that's why part of the reason I'd gotten a junior suite, it was a weeknight, but that's when I got this great free play offer.
Yeah.
So I go and I check in. The guy's really nice. I had done the online check-in earlier, so I really just went to get my keys. And because I know Caesars lines can be long and all that stuff.
They can be, yeah.
I went up there to get my keys, and he said, I have to go check with someone about the room. I'll be right back.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, you told me the room was ready like 5 hours ago.
Oh, maybe they caught you, Josh. They've heard about the second room, and they're cracking
well,
down.
No. He comes back, and he said, well, actually, your room got, we don't have your room available anymore, but I've upgraded you.
Oh, wow. Perfect. For a room you're not going to sleep in.
Right. So I ended up with an executive suite.
Okay. Nice.
Which...
Did it have a conference table and everything?
Oh, it had this huge living room, dining room area. And then it had a bedroom. It had 2 bathrooms, one with a bidet. It had, this was a Richard Boondock's suite at Caesars in the Palace Tower. This thing was fairly enormous. Not as nice as my Sky Suites, obviously, but it was a huge room. But I did mess up the bed.
Good. Yeah, we've talked about that. That's important.
Right.
Did you put any bag in there, like in the closet, just a random couple things?
I didn't. I may have used the bathroom. Maybe I used the bathroom. I didn't check the water pressure or anything, but I didn't steal any of the bathroom supplies.
That was nice of you.
So as I'm going up to the room, I forgot this part, Chris. As I'm going up to the room, I get on the elevator and my key card doesn't work on the elevator. Like I can't get to whatever floor I'm supposed to go to. Okay. I was irritated because it's 10 o'clock at night. I'm tired.
Sure.
I go back to the front desk again. I have to wait in line. The guy gives me a new key. So then I go up and I do the room. Anyway, so that was slightly annoying. But so then I go down to the way my offer was going to work. I had to accumulate 25 tier credits to get my $1,000 in free play.
Okay, which is only $125 through a slot machine. I mean, it's not a big deal.
Easy peasy, right. Yeah. I had asked at the front desk about my offer to make sure it was what I thought it was, and how does that free play activate?
Okay.
And he said it'll activate automatically as soon as you get those 25 tier credits. So off I go. I did it on video poker.
Okay.
And I'm keeping close track, because I didn't want to go over. And I got to like 30 tier credits and there's nothing there.
Okay.
And so then I'm like, well, shoot. So I had to get up from my machine, get my ticket back out,
desk and
go to the rewards desk. They had to plug in lots of things, and they said, now it's activated. So back I go to the video.
Try again. Yeah.
Try again. But anyway, I turned that $1,000 of free play into, I don't remember specifically, but like $700 or $800 of
that's not real
terrible money.
money.
Yeah. So that was the extent of my Caesars.
That was all the play you gave them. 30 tier credits.
Yep.
Wow. They're going to love you.
Yeah. Well, I told you.
Let me know if you get another $1,000 offer after those 30 tier credits.
I know.
Now, Josh, did you have any desire to actually sleep in that Caesars room? Because you were so tired. You just wrapped up. It is a Caesar suite.
Well, I would have, except for it was really hot. Like they hadn't turned down the AC. So it would have taken forever for the room to cool down. And I'm like, no, I'm just going to go back to my wonderful Sky Suites room and enjoy
Now, you didn't
that.
drive from Aria over to Caesars, did you?
Well, no, I did, but only because I had gone from Aria to Rio to Caesars back to Aria. Does that make sense?
Oh,
and I had
yeah,
free
it
parking
does.
everywhere because I had players' cards and rooms and all that stuff. So,
okay.
And I did, by the way, I did a shit ton of valet parking, because at the Sky Suites, you get included valet. I think you do it no matter what if you're a guest, but I had valet, so I was valeting, 3 or 4 times a day I'd go. And
now, was your rental car higher quality than the one you and I shared last time you had one?
It was. It didn't have the donut
I wouldn't
tire
take
on
that
it.
car to valet.
I think it was a Mitsubishi, some kind of little crossover SUV.
Okay, gotcha.
It wasn't
so nothing nice, but nothing terrible.
It was still the cheapest I could get. Yeah,
I gotcha.
So the first night at Rio, I got there kind of in the afternoon, and my room was ready. I had a Sky Suites penthouse, Chris, and of course, not on the top floor.
No, I don't even think they actually have penthouses.
God
on the top
forbid
floor
we get
there.
a penthouse room on the top floor. And I went down and I looked for, I scoped out the video poker machines. And Chris, all of Aria, high limit rooms, anywhere at Aria that I could find, I only could find one machine that offered 9-5 double Ultimate X 3-line, $1 the game we like to play.
Everything else was 8-5.
Everything else was 8-5. And I sent a picture to Boring Jack to make sure, is this the right game?
Am I playing double or triple? Somebody please tell me.
And he said, you found it. So my whole, every time I was at Aria and wanted to play VP, I was always looking for this machine. So it's the first night. This is before I had even gone over to pre-register for the convention. I played a little video poker. Lo and behold, Chris, I hit a royal.
It is so damn ridiculous. There are so many people listening to this episode right now, throwing stuff against a wall and screaming at their car or their phone or whatever's playing this right now, saying, so you're telling me that Chris and Josh just took up video poker 4 or 5 months ago?
Right.
And they have now had a combined 3 royal flushes.
And it's not like we're not playing 10 line. We're not playing 5 line. We're not playing 100. We are playing 3 line. And I did play in the trip sporadically some 5 line, but never more than that. But this was 3 line. So Chris, I had 4 to the royal dealt to me.
Nice.
And the one that came was on the first line, the bottom line. The second line was a 10X.
Oh, gosh. And you're just sitting there thinking, oh my God, $40,000 down the drain.
I mean, I was, delighted to get the royal and the 4,000, but like why couldn't you, if you're going to give it to me, one lineup?
It is, that is the one thing that can be really frustrating about Ultimate X is it feels like every time I get a awesome hand, like if I get 4 aces with a kicker, or if the time I hit the royal or anything like that, it is never on a line with a multiplier, not even a 2X multiplier. I always hit the big hands without a multiplier.
It's the fun part of Ultimate X. It really is. But boy, does that make that variance swing.
Josh, it may have been Jack talking about it on his podcast now, or maybe it came up on this one. I can't remember. I think it was on Jack's. But they talked about the actual anticipation of the spin when you have a really large multiplier being far more exciting than anything else that happens at the game, even more so than the results. And I think that's 100% true, because I can't tell you how many times I've been dealt a full house on an Ultimate X machine and been like, oh my gosh, this next roll or this next spin, whatever it is, I'm getting 12X on all three lines. And when something comes on that first pay line that I'm going to be able to carry forward, it is just so exciting. So here I am thinking for you, you got dealt 4 to a royal and you have a line with 10X and you almost don't want to hit the button because of the excitement that's building over seeing what comes on the draw.
You know, honestly, you're absolutely right. And I don't know about you, when I get on those rolls, if I have a dealt full house, I do the quick swipe because I know the next one's going to be 3 12Xs.
Yep.
And I go so fast. Like the more it kind of builds, the faster I play.
Gotcha.
I just want that string. I mean, that's the fun thing about Ultimate X. If you get on those runs, if you like you said, if you know on the deal that your hand is going to pay something.
Yeah. If you're coming off having trips and you got 3X on every line, then it's like, okay, what's going to come on the first deal? Yeah, no, it is really exciting to see what happens after that.
Anyway, so a couple things on Aria. I won't go too in detail on Aria, but I played one crap session, Chris, so you'd be proud of me.
Good. Yeah. 270 across, right?
Yep, I did. I stuck to so I played mostly slots at 20 or 25, and occasionally I snuck into 30, but I stayed pretty much at 20, 25. I played mostly video poker at the 30 a pull. It kind of sometimes went into 50, a couple times went a little higher when I got a little tilty. But
it would be it's awesome because I know Josh is like, I'm going to stick to these requirements on this trip of what I'm going to do. And he would send me photos of a really nice hit that he got. And I would cheer him on for the amazing hit. And then I would look down to see what he bet. And I was like, hold on, that's not $30.
So Chris, how much was I spending a spin if hypothetically I was playing 5 line at a $5 Ultimate X max bet?
It'd be $250.
I never did that.
Okay. Because I mean, 5 line.
It never happened.
5 line. I mean, so at Ultimate X, 1 line is 10 credits.
It's doubled, right? So
yeah, so 5 lines would be 50 credits and $5. That would be $250. But
I
Josh,
never did that.
I know you never would have done that.
I never did that.
You were just asking if theoretically you played that, how much would it have been?
Right. And
good.
If I had played that, I'm sure I would not have won anything on it.
No, 100%. I mean, so I'm glad that you were a very responsible gambler while you were there.
Anyway, back to craps. That's more important.
Yes.
We talked about on the last show that I had that great run with Boring Jack and his friend Brian. I also had a winning session at Aria. It wasn't a great session, but I won a couple $100, something like that. I didn't lose.
Better than losing.
It's better than losing for sure. And I even played craps over at Rio. Nothing too exciting to report there other than I did not also have a losing session. So I played craps 3 times, had 3 winning sessions.
Maybe that should tell you something, Josh, because I think overall for your past month that you've been in Vegas, it was not positive.
It wasn't.
All your crap sessions were.
Yeah, it should tell me something. Couple things. I'm sidetracking a little bit into Rio, but Chris, Rio had 1 dice table open the whole convention. I don't think I ever saw a time when there were 2.
Huh.
And during the daytime, though, they had it like you at your local place. They had just half the table open.
Oh, did they put up a wall like I get?
No, they just didn't have a dealer there.
See, you know, I like until you see it, it's hard to understand what I'm even talking about. But I actually think the wall for you would be tremendous. And I've actually gotten really used to it recently because they usually have it up.
Right.
So when you throw dice on a table that has like a back wall that rises a solid 12 inches above the rail.
Oh, yeah. Keep your dice in
there. You really can't throw them off the table unless you try really hard.
Right.
So you get used to having it there. And then when people come up and they take the wall down and they open the whole table, I end up going off the table a lot more.
I could still find a way.
You would. I
will say that this is back to Aria again. Aria, like in the high limit room, I found the cocktail service to be really good. Like I didn't ever have to wait long for service. So great experience at Aria. I mean, I got my little host gift, really happy with the cocktail service. Overall, just really happy with my Sky Suites Aria experience.
Now, fill me in on this, Josh. The last time you and I went to Aria together was sometime like mid or early 2024. It's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah.
And it's definitely predating when you became a video poker snob.
Yes.
So where is the best place to play video poker at Aria? Because I'm imagining like they have the cave, and I'm sure there's a couple video poker machines in there, maybe, but I don't. But I mean, it can't be that many because the room is tiny. But also you have the other high limit space across the aisleway where they have some table games as well. And again, I don't remember a ton of video poker in there.
So it's there are several machines in the cave. I didn't count, but there's like 5, 6, 7, 8. There's quite a few in the cave, more than you'd think. But they were all 8 to 5 for double Ultimate X for the $3 line, the game we like. I'll give
Okay.
it away since I probably won't be at Aria for a while. If you're looking for the 9-5 one machine, Ultimate
Just
X,
one.
double, it's in the other high limit room, the one with the table games, the bigger
Okay.
space, and it's tucked back on the wall, second from the end. You know, just to kind of, you have to look around and you'll find it,
Yeah.
but it's just tucked back there, kind of in a corner.
It's just a machine they forgot to update one day on the pay table, and nobody's got around to it, I guess.
It was hard to find an opening. Like I went first thing in the morning, usually before
Sure.
the convention stuff started, so I was there. But in the evenings, there was always somebody at that machine. It's also a 100-line machine, so some people really like to play
Some people
100
like
line.
that.
Yeah.
Now, did you play in their main high limit bar there at all? I know
I
they have
didn't.
some bar. They do have bar top in there, right? I believe
They have.
so.
I don't think so. I think the only bar. Well, I don't know if it's the only, but they have the Gem Bar.
Okay.
But I didn't play there. Marilyn had said good things about it, but I didn't play there. I didn't drink much on this trip. I drank a lot more on the last trip that we talked about on the last show. This
Okay.
was the Star Trek trip was pretty much just not hanging out at video poker bars. I played a fair bit of video poker, but not at the bar. And
Gotcha.
it was just lots of Star Trek stuff.
Now, there was one thing I know I'm super jealous of you doing because I saw multiple photographs, including one day you got a police escort to take you, but you ended up at Love It Frozen Custard more than once.
Yes, because I had the rental car. I'm at the convention one day. I have my friends at the convention that I really only see once a year at the Star Trek
Yeah.
convention. You know, these are kind of my little Star Trek group that I hang out with, us nerds together. And
Now, did they
We had-
cosplay?
a couple of them did. Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
It was an interesting. People are get into, kind of different things, not to take us too far into the Star Trek world, but some people really like the autographs and some people really like the selfies with celebrities and some people like to cosplay and some, that kind of thing. So everybody's kind of got their little things. I
Nice.
got in on a selfie with Ethan Peck. Do you know who Ethan Peck is?
Nope. No clue.
Ethan Peck plays Spock in the Star Trek Strange New World show.
Okay.
And he is, among other kind of bits of trivia, Gregory Peck's grandson.
Oh, okay. Well, I know who Gregory Peck is.
Yeah. So
That
anyway,
helps me.
he's a super cool dude, really nice. The women think he's really handsome.
Which reminds me, talking about celebrities, Josh, did you have any interactions with Garrett Wong this weekend?
Well, yes, I did. In that I
Of course.
passed his table and said hi, and he said, "When are you going to play dice?" And I said, "I'm not sure." And that was
Which
kind of
means I'm
it.
not anymore.
Well, and
Boy, he
then
would
I
be-
kind of
Do you think he would ever talk to you again if you told him that you've kind of given up dice and moved over to
Oh,
video
sure.
poker?
He would get me to play with him and stuff. Anyway, yeah. So went to Love It twice with the Star Trek gang. The first time was, there were a lot of people that made you a little scared around Love It.
Yeah,
Lots of
it's a sketchy area.
yeah. The second time I found myself with, just by chance, there was a 7, 8, 9 plainclothes police officers in front of me.
Mhm.
So then I'm super safe.
Oh, best time in the world to go. Yeah.
Yeah. And did a few other kind of unusual dining things. Went to Bacchanal, which is our little Star Trek tradition, had the Bacchanal buffet at Caesars, which, by the way, I got to use my celebration. Another way
Oh,
I took
nice.
advantage of Caesars. was
Diamond dinner.
I got my diamond dinner, right.
You gave him 30 tier credits and took $1,000 in free play, $200 in meals,
100.
and an executive suite.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's there.
Yeah, call
And
it
we
even.
did give them, there were 8 of us, I think, that went to the Bacchanal that night. So we gave them, $800 there.
Yeah, no, they appreciate it.
And I will say that the Bacchanal was fantastic. They treated us great. My diamond card got us, kind of to the semi head of the line. They had
Yeah.
a really nice table for the 8 or 9 of us that went.
Good.
We all enjoyed it. It was fantastic. Then, Chris, we went on a different night to the Palms Buffet.
Ooh, the Palms Buffet. I've talked about that before. I haven't been since they reopened.
Right.
Palms' buffet has well been known to be one of the best in town.
So we had to wait in line for an hour. I don't have any kind of status at Palms. So we
Yeah.
snaked through this, and this would have been, I think it was Saturday night maybe. And so it was a long line. And this was 8:00 at night or something. And it was, Chris, maybe 40, well, I think after tip and everything, maybe $60, $59, something like that.
Mhm.
I thought it was a good buffet. I didn't think, if you're going to go for a buffet and you want a nice buffet, I wouldn't probably choose it again. I'd pay the extra money for Wynn, or I'd pay the extra money for Bacchanal.
To be fair, I think, and again, this is not my area, especially because I have an allergy to it, but I think they're known for their lobster buffet,
Yeah.
which is in the middle of the week. I think it's maybe Tuesday through Thursday or Wednesday and Thursday.
Right.
Something like that. But that's like where the line literally just like wraps around
Right,
the
I
building
can
and
believe
people
it.
trying to get in.
They have a bucket on the, it was actually pretty funny. We sat down and they have a, big metal bucket in the middle of the table.
Mhm.
And somebody, one of my Star Trek friends said, "What's that for?" And another one said, "I think that's where they, like if you order a bottle of wine or something or champagne." And I'm like, "No, that's where you throw the crab legs or the."
Thank God
They're
you're
like,
more
"Oh, yeah."
cultured. You can answer all these questions.
I can.
Now, Josh, I know that you got to go to a show that I'm really jealous of because I first saw it pop up on my Facebook feed, I don't know, maybe about a year ago because it actually
Right.
came to Louisville. And I was like, Josh, you got to come. We can go see this together. As like, it's everything you like and everything I like. It had nerdy stuff in it.
Yes.
And for me, it had nudity. And you put that together and I'm like, perfect show. What did you go see?
So we went to see The Empire Strips Back. It was at Rio. And I actually
So
think it
jealous.
came up. Yeah, well, it was, yeah. It came up in conversation as we were going to Love It, coincidentally.
Of course.
I don't know
What
how
else
it
would you
came
talk
up.
about? Yeah.
But we're like, should we go and see Empire Strips Back? And so we're driving to Love It, and one of the guys that's with me checked the app and made sure there's tickets available. And so he got us all tickets. And so, Chris, I think our tickets were about $88 a piece. So not like inexpensive for a
No.
show.
But not $170, $200 like Absinthe sort of pricing.
Right. And these, so I think there were maybe I didn't actually look at the pricing, so I'm not talking for sure. But I think there were like 3 levels of tickets. You could get your cheapest tickets, you could get your middle, and then you get your front couple rows. We did the middle, so that's where we were.
Okay.
And overall, I will say to your not nudity, not much, not zombie
it's
burlesque
risque,
level,
but not all the way.
Right. There were a few, maybe like 2 seconds of toplessness.
Okay.
And that's it. Like it's
So
a
I'm not missing
fleeting
much.
glimpse and that's it. So it's, as far as like levels, it's a higher production value than zombie burlesque,
Okay.
but not as much fun. It was a lot of fun.
More
but
along the lines of like Dita Von Teese sort of thing.
well, it's trashier than that. It's, it's a Star Wars parody, so it's having fun with that. And it's really funny.
Yeah.
But it's not as risque. So it's funny. There's lots of laughs, and there's definitely some sexiness and bodiness and burlesque stuff with it. But
Okay. So now you got to rank them for me. So now together or separately in this case,
right.
we have seen Rouge
Mm-hmm.
over at Strat, if I remember
Right.
correctly.
If I remember much.
We drank a little bit that
Little
night.
bit,
I mean,
yeah.
it was a little bit. So we've seen Rouge at Strat. We've seen Zombie Burlesque. We've seen this show, Empire Strips Back. We've seen all the Caesars, ex-burlesque, country
X's, yeah.
burlesque, all that stuff. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing. We never made it down. I've seen Fantasy, but we never made it down together. But so where do you put this overall in kind of the hierarchy of shows?
Kind of in the middle. I would see Zombie Burlesque first.
Sure.
I think I'd see this second. This was a lot of fun with a group because they really do a lot to get groups involved and lots of
Gotcha.
cheering and noise making. And there's a comedian that's kind of comes on in between the acts. And, it's a little higher level production than Zombie Burlesque. But I still liked Zombie Burlesque a little better, I think. Now we each had, what are they? Mind something drinks. They were good drinks. So, had a couple drinks during the show. I think mid. It's mid.
Is that the theme of our show now?
Yeah.
It's come up 2 episodes in a row.
It was good. It was really good. I did enjoy it. It was a fun thing to do at Rio. And
No rush to get back to it though.
No real rush. I mean, as far as the burlesque part, it wasn't all that.
Okay. I got you.
If that,
So Josh, just overall thoughts on Rio to kind of wrap this up. What did you think overall hanging out there, playing there a little bit, eating?
Yeah. So I got to see one of the rooms. I didn't stay at Rio, but I was one of the buddies that I, hang out with, watches lots of Star Trek in the room, invites everybody up for pizza and that kind of thing. So I got to hang out in one of the new Rio rooms. And it was nice. It was a nicely renovated room. I wouldn't hesitate to stay there this is in the Ipanema Tower. They've got the new food court area, Chris, that seemed to be it was overwhelmed a little bit. Like, I don't think they're used to having the 6,000 Star Trek people at Rio.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
So I think they got overwhelmed at times, but some good food options. Ate there a couple times. Really enjoyed that part. The casino floor, the renovations, it's much lighter.
Oh, good.
Yeah. The casino floor looks nicer. You still have a kind of a couple downsides. You have, where the Masquerade show used to be, that end of the casino. It's
I was going to
essentially
ask you about
empty.
that, which it's so dark down there. It was always empty.
Well, now there's not even any machines or anything. There's just, just empty.
Do they still have restaurants up there on the second floor and stuff?
Well, yes and no. Like it's like going to a mall these days where 3 storefronts are closed and right.
Yeah. But
so
they took out all the gaming down there?
Yeah.
So there's just a wide open floor.
Well, once you get past the Masquerade bar, they've got some seating, and they were actually showing a Star Trek movies on the big screen. And then you've just got emptiness until you get down to the Kiss mini golf thing down there at the end. And that's where the Empire Strips Back was on the second level. Whataburger's there. Is it Whataburger? Smashburger.
We ate there together one time. I just can't remember what it was at this point.
On the other end, I played a little video poker, as I was killing time at some point. And you still get some people that are kind of sketchy looking that are wandering around the casino floor a little bit and things. So overall, I'm not quite sure. I'd want to stay there to kind of get a feel for it at all hours when it wasn't the Star Trek convention to get an authentic feel, but you can certainly see the improvements.
Okay. And Chippendales that used to be on the second floor there, that's
where Empire Strips Back is.
I was going to say that's now at Planet Hollywood, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Empire Strips Back now. Yeah, I think so. Well,
gotcha.
I don't know
that
where
makes sense.
Went,
okay. So. Anyways, Josh, it sounds like you had a really good time on this trip, though.
Yeah, I had a really good time. Didn't win, but lost less than, I had done on the previous trip, thanks to that Royal and some other great hands, not losing craps and all that kind of stuff. It was a lot of fun. Like I say, I'm Vegased out for a while. That was a lot of Vegas. I can imagine.
Overall fun level, did you prefer the normal Vegas sort of thing with friends, drinking, gambling more, stuff like that? Or this Star Trek week with a different group of people, not as much gambling, but some more outside entertainment?
I can't say. They're different experiences.
Josh, you can tell me. I'll mute the mic. It's okay.
It's not that. I don't know which. I really enjoy hanging out with the Star Trek people, but it's a different kind of trip. I think I like, actually, as I'm talking it through, I like our normal trip better, but there is a part of, when you're with a whole group of people that are kind of similarly interested in something, it has an appeal to it. It's fun to hang out with those people and that kind of thing. But no, I like overall our trips of sitting at the video poker bar and playing craps and doing the usual thing that we do.
No, I got you. I was just curious how those two things kind of came together there. But after the break, we'll answer a couple listener questions and spin the big wheel. So stick around. Josh, Zorkfest 2025. Tell me all about it.
Well, I've been told it's just the right amount of loyalty and comps. Did you know that?
Just the tip. Just the tip.
Just the tip. Just the perfect right amount.
That's right.
Anyway, Zorkfest is coming up. It's going to be at the M Resort this year, which I'm super excited to go to. I've never been to M, so I'm excited to stay there, play there. It's going to be December 5th through the 7th, 2025. Really fun weekend. One thing I did want to mention, there's still some tickets available for Coffee Dice, which I believe is going to be Sunday morning. So get your tickets. It's going to be a lot of fun. Coffee Dice is always one of the big hits of the event. We had 2 tables last year, so go ahead and get those tickets. And then we're going to have a Friday night reserve craps table for our patrons too. So, and those tickets I think will go on. They're not going to be on sale, but they're just be available, I think, August 1st-ish or so. But get tickets for Coffee Dice because that is filling up. Really excited for Zorkfest. Hope to see everybody there. We'll have some surprise guests. Who knows who might show up?
Ooh, so if you want to get on over there, get signed up, get your tickets and all that good stuff taken care of, head on over to Zorkfest.com. That's ZORKFEST.com. Josh, VideoPoker.com is now an official sponsor of the Crap Vegas podcast. For those that aren't familiar, VideoPoker.com is the ultimate destination for video poker players. With paid memberships, you get exclusive training tools, real-time feedback on the plays that you're making, the most popular game variations out there. Whether you're trying to fine-tune your strategy or just take your game to the next level, VideoPoker.com has you covered.
You've heard Chris and I talk about it before this even came about. We love it for training. I mean,
Absolutely.
I'm on it almost every day trying to train myself on stupid Ultimate X.
I have been too recently.
Exactly.
It's really cool because it will tell you like you've made the right decision on 87 out of 100 hands.
Right.
And it tells you exactly what you should have done if you make a mistake when you're making your choices. It keeps all that information historically for you so you can kind of go back and see how things are going. Josh, it's just a really good tool if you're going to be a serious video poker player. And as I start to get into it more, I feel like if I'm going to do this, it's like blackjack basic strategy. I need to know the best plays so I can eliminate the house edge as much as possible.
That is exactly right. I've been doing it almost nonstop on 3-line Ultimate X, and you can choose when you're going in and configuring your games. You can say, I want to play Ultimate X, I want to play double. I'm playing in a machine that's going to give me 9-5 or 8-5 or whatever it is.
You can choose the pay table that you want.
All that stuff.
Yeah, you can choose all that stuff. It is 100% customizable once you get into the paid higher levels of the plans. And even if you don't want to pay for it, I understand that. They have a free membership. You got to watch a couple ads before you get into the game. Still worthwhile doing at the beginning, and maybe you'll see, okay, this is something I like, so I want to upgrade. But either way, if you're ready to play over there, we'd love for you to go over to crapvegas.com/poker to get signed up. Okay, listener question time, Josh. We got an email from Sean in Canada. Sean says, I received an email from Carnival detailing a gambler-only cruise and was curious about our thoughts. He felt that it would be full of higher-level gamblers, though, so he wouldn't enjoy it as much as just like a normal cruise that you could go on. The Carnival email indicates there would be, quote, exclusive promotions and onboard activities that make this more than just a cruise. Ooh. It's a casino experience like no other. Josh, what are your thoughts on this? Would you ever be interested in going on a gambler-only cruise? And what do you think that would be like?
I don't think I would, because I think it would be combining lots of people. I'm sure lots of our listeners go on gambling cruises. In fact, I know it's quite a few that do go on cruises to gamble, and that's how they're getting the cruise comped and that kind of thing they're playing. But if it's just like a gambling-only cruise, I'd worry that I wouldn't be doing the cruise stuff. I wouldn't be going to the, wherever it is the cruise is going. I would just be going to gamble, and I think that would take away the fun of the cruise part. I mean, it's one thing to kind of have a cruise as a peripheral, but I haven't done one. I know there's lots of little cruise junkets that take shorter cruises that are mostly just about gambling. But to me, I mean, that's why I like to go to Vegas. And for cruises, it's a different kind of thing. It's a fun vacation for me.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about what they could even do to make it more like gambling centric. Because you can only open the casino when you're out on international water. So you can't do it when you're docked. You can't do it when you're at any major port or anything. So I don't know how, like maybe they have extended hours. They stay out at sea longer than they normally would. Yeah. But I mean, they have to dock for other reasons to get supplies and stuff like that. So I don't know what would change there. Honestly, I think it sounds horrible. I didn't really enjoy gambling the last time I was on a cruise. It was a Royal Caribbean cruise. Mm-hmm. I played craps at the table and stuff. I mean, there's just not enough tables for a boat that's full of gamblers. So that's not going to work. And B, I feel like it's going to bring out like the worst of the worst people that I don't want to hang out with. Like, you know what I'm talking about, Josh? Like, I just don't, I feel like that would be a bad experience for me. So no, I would have no desire to do this. But all I think it really is it just means they're having a cruise where at the beginning, they're opening it up to like their gambling club members that just signed up at some point. I don't think they're like handpicking their top gamblers and be like, hey, let's get our top 100 players or something to come.
No, I don't think,
I don't think it's anything like that. So I don't think it's going to be too outside of your normal cruise experience. But then again, I also wouldn't do it. And also, I would never go on a Carnival cruise, period. Just rule that out. That is, I think Carnival, from what I understand and from what I've seen, it is the Walmart of cruises. And I have no desire to go into that.
Oh, good grief, Chris. You're turning off so many listeners.
Okay. Got an email from Andrew. Andrew said, I'm headed back to Vegas next week for a slot tournament in which I have a 1 in 30 chance of winning $10,000 in free play. Ooh. It's approximately 1/3 of his normal coin in for a trip, and he's curious how we would play it if we had 1/3 of our normal coin in on free play. Would we stick to VP and try to convert it to cash, or would we swing for the fences on a highly volatile slot? What do you think, Josh?
Well, thanks for the question, Andrew. Lately, I've been trying to play, at least when I say lately, the last couple of trips, I've played my free play on video poker and gotten about, a 1-to-1 return. So that's been really nice. In the past, though, I've kind of swung for the fences and played $30 or $50 spin slots, that kind of thing. I kind of go back and forth. It really depends on when I use my free play, kind of what I'm hoping to achieve by it. If I'm using it at the very beginning and just want to turn it into a little bit of a stake, now I'm thinking of doing it at video poker. But if I'm down and I want to, see if I can hit big.
I mean, the hard part, Josh, is he tried to put it in relation. He said if it was 1/3 of your normal coin in. And so I'm thinking, for a weekend for me, coin in, I mean, it could be $100,000 without really too much hassle. So 1/3 of that is, $33,000 worth of free play.
Right.
It would probably change the way I do it a little bit at that point because it is such a significant number. I would definitely run it through VP because that's what I've been doing recently. Mm-hmm. But that being said, the only thing I could see really changing is that I would start playing VP maybe I would do like $2 Ultimate X
Right.
So 60 credits for the 3 lines. Maybe I would do that because I had so much available, or maybe 5 line because it's,
Right.
just shooting to get a royal and
Yeah.
see what happens on that money. But yeah, it would definitely be VP. I wouldn't really change too terribly much. It definitely wouldn't be on a slot machine anymore.
Yeah, I think so too, even at that. Yeah. Good question, Andrew.
Well, if you like that one, Josh, you're going to like the next one even more because it was a follow-up from Andrew.
Oh,
Andrew said, "Thank you guys for the show and the wisdom. I was able to get my Aria Sky Suite stay comped when I checked out with the host.
fantastic.
I never even knew that was a thing, so your show did wonders for me there. I then spent my last day at Venetian to see how I liked it, since he had a later flight, so he had a day to kill. He said, I think I'll make it my new property, thanks to the show and the good time I had there before my flight on the day of departure. I talked to Victor at the host desk and asked if he knew y'all. He did not, but I told him I was going to make a property change and commit to VP because of you guys and your liking of the property. VP and Crap Vegas for the win. I really appreciate that. We don't get any sort of kickback for it. I wish we did. I'm not familiar with Victor. Our host is a female there who is terrific.
Well, I already heard, Chris, that so many of the hosts are familiar with our rating of hosts.
That is true. We have been told that our CV host ratings is the big topic of discussion over at Venetian Palazzo among their host team. So at least they're very familiar with that. But yeah, I haven't run across Victor before. That's terrific, though, that you were able to get your trip comped. I'm glad that you liked it over there. I'm glad you like Venetian. They're both great properties. And hey, you have not because you ask not. So it never hurts to take a shot and see what you get.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. I mean, it's super cool that you got your Sky Suites comped. I mean, that's awesome, first of all. And yeah, I think Venetian just has so much going for it. I'm glad you liked it as much as we do.
Yeah, absolutely. Final question of the week, Josh. We got an email from Stuart asking about shows. He said, I have loved all your show recommendations so far and appreciate your insights. What do you think is a show that Vegas desperately needs but is currently missing?
Well, Chris, I know the one you've mentioned before, Book of Mormon.
Yes, that would absolutely be my choice. I think what they're missing is a Broadway style, condense it down to 90-minute. Well, you can't do Hamilton because there's just no way you could squeeze it down.
Yeah, I know you couldn't squeeze it
down. But a
that
90-minute show, and I always choose Book of Mormon because I feel like it's, as irreverent humor that it has in it. It just plays really well in the Vegas space. And I think you could get that show down to 90 minutes pretty easily.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that I can't think of another good one that I think is missing. You're much more of a kind of Broadway show guy than I am.
Yeah, I mean, I've spent a lot of time in New York City, so I guess I
don't think you
like
could do
it.
Wicked that short.
No, definitely not. I mean, two-part like that,
right.
yeah, just not going to work very well. Josh, what about, maybe more of major headliners, like big-time headliners, somebody that's getting towards the end of their career but actually puts in a full residency for a long period of time? Like, Celine was there at Coliseum forever.
No, I want those. I'm just trying to think of who else it might be.
Dolly just needs to move to Vegas.
She's doing the shows in December. She's
doing
getting
5
old,
shows,
though.
Josh. I mean, Willie Nelson. Yeah,
that's right. The Willie and Dolly show.
Yeah, they could team up and do
we
it together.
We need somebody not in their 80s or 90s, but maybe in their 60s.
How about like Garth Brooks?
Well, he's had them there before.
I don't know. If you guys have an idea of somebody you think that would fit that mold that could come in and do like a real long term, this is the end of my career, but I'm going to do 100 nights a year in Vegas, let us know. Patreon. That's patreon.com/crapvegas. Josh, what do we have new over there?
Well, we just did another of our CV TV shows, How to Spend $1 Million. It was a lot of fun. But I'm more excited about what we have coming up. Chris kind of hinted at it at the beginning of the show, but we have our Fading Crap Vegas weekly segment that we run all the way through college football and the NFL season, where Chris and I pick some games against the spread. We've got that coming up on Patreon. We've got our earnings call episode coming up, I think, Chris. That'll be fun.
Wait. I'm really excited to see what the casinos are saying now that we've had some hits there. Travel, we know travel's down. We hear all about RevPAR down across the country because of Vegas.
Everybody says Vegas is dying, so let's see if the CEOs agree.
Vegas is allegedly dying, so let's see if the CEOs agree or if they're just, wearing rose-colored glasses.
The other thing I wanted to mention over on Patreon, or for our patrons more precisely, so we talked about Zorkfest earlier in December, and that Friday night of Zorkfest, we have a reserve craps table just for our patrons. So if you want to sign up, first you have to be a patron, and then you can go to Zorkfest.com. There's no charge to take part in that reserve craps table. Play some dice with me. I'm sure lots of other, Michael Traeger will probably be there. I'm sure lots of other people will be there. It'll be a lot of fun. That's for only our patrons. And then there are still a few spots left for the coffee dice session, I believe, on Sunday morning of Zorkfest. So sign up for that too. We have lots of fun. It's a good opportunity just to shoot some dice with lots of people who are there, and all of us have a great time.
Like-minded people. Everybody
Yes.
likes craps. They like podcasts, not necessarily ours, but they like a podcast probably if they're there. Yeah, it's
Exactly.
good things. And Josh, there's like a 50% chance that I'll be there.
Ooh, now you're getting people's hopes up.
Well, I said 50. That just means yes or no, Josh. I mean, pretty much it's always 50-50.
That's true.
So you don't have to read into it any more than that if you don't want to.
And there are some fun things coming up that haven't even been officially announced yet, but they'll be announced kind of as we go forward. But I'm excited for it. So thank you.
So big thank you to those that signed up over the past couple weeks. That includes Andrew H. with an annual KCS membership,
Thanks, Andrew.
Jessica K.,
Thanks, Jessica.
Matt J. with an annual subscription.
Thanks, Matt.
Yep. Rob S. with an annual subscription.
Thank you, Rob.
John H. with an annual KCS subscription.
Thank you, John.
And Stuart B. with a KCS subscription.
Thanks, Stuart.
And Josh, a super special thank you for a PayPal donation from Anthony. Anthony said, karma donation for my upcoming Vegas trip, August 22nd. We're a couple days late on this. Visiting family with some family, and wife's cool with my spending 36 hours solo. Staying at Palazzo, seeing Absinthe and Zombie Burlesque, poolside lounging, and then craps up and down the strip. Anthony,
cow.
that sounds like a pretty awesome trip to me.
It sure does. And thanks for the donation. It means a lot to us. And I hope you had the best of luck and most importantly, lots of fun.
Absolutely. Upcoming trips, Josh. When are you back out in Vegas? I think you've been there about 7 times in the past 6 weeks, so
Yeah.
you're probably due for another one soon.
I have to rebuild that bankroll a little bit, but
Understandable.
there's potentially a mid-October trip, and then potentially an end of November trip. Then we got Zorkfest in December. Kind of those are areas of potentiality. Is that a word?
Yeah, and I'm still trying to figure it out. I'd love to get out there end of September.
Okay.
I think Josh knows my birthday is in the middle of September. Now, granted, he's not going to join me for that trip if I go, but
Right.
at the same time, like I feel like I need to get out there. It's been too long. I've been trying. Too many things have happened. So I'm going to try to get out there sometime in the next 4 to 6 weeks at the latest. And there is a decent chance that I'm going to try to get out there the Zorkfest weekend.
Which would be a lot of fun. So that may be, Chris, the first chance we get a chance to play together between now and then. Maybe.
And we haven't played together since...
Well, we were supposed to on the last trip, and you had
Well,
air
shut up.
trouble, and then, yeah.
Yeah, shut up.
Anyway,
Anyways, I understand. So yeah, lots going on, lots of chances. We'll be in and out of there, it feels like, over the next couple months. Friendly reminders, subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcasting app and to visit our merch store. That's crapvegas.com/shop. Josh, we've made it to the very end, which can only mean one thing. We have to spin the wheel.
we do. Let's do it.
It's time to spin the Crap Vegas Big Wheel. Are you
ready?
ready?
Oh, I'm always ready, Josh.
Josh,
good. I knew that.
Spin the wheel.
Thank God the
didn't even
announcer told
ask.
you to spin the wheel, though, because I didn't.
I know. I just do it. It's habit. Oh, Chris.
You're always so shocked at what it lands on. Oh, look at that.
So, do you want to own a piece of Vegas history?
It depends on what it is. If it's a good Vegas history or bad Vegas history.
Well, it depends. But starting September 19th,
Mhm.
and September 20th for live bidding, but September 19th for absentee bidding are about 300 pieces of mostly kind of art from the Mirage going up for auction.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, you can bid on 2 650-pound bronze mermaids. You know the mermaids I'm talking about, the welcome
Yeah,
guests.
absolutely. I mean, I would put that right. As soon as you walk in my front, the front part of my house, I just stick it right there, right in the hall.
Expected to go for between 30 to 60,000 each.
I was hoping you were going to say $30 to $60 each, and
Well,
then
we'll
I could
get
have
there.
easily afforded it.
There's a Chihuly glass centerpiece that was in the high limit lounge at Mirage.
Okay,
That's going to go for between 50 and 75, they say. 1,000.
1,000. Okay,
1,000,
roll
yeah.
that one out too. Good, good.
You can bid on some pieces from the volcano, which is kind of
That I wouldn't want. I can't.
No?
I don't think that. I mean, what do you do? You'd have to like frame it and put it on your wall with like a little placard underneath
explanation.
that says.
Because it's not
Yeah.
rock, it's like fiberglass or something. It's,
And at
you
that
know,
point,
it's-
couldn't I just like go outside and grab a rock, put it in a window, and say it came from there? Nobody would know.
that's never been done with relics in history, Chris.
never.
And lots of dolphins and tigers, of course. But one thing to keep in mind, there's a 23%.
Real dolphins and real tigers?
Art
Wow. I got to get to this auction.
piece. You want a dolphin? Which would you take, a dolphin or a tiger?
A dolphin.
And Chris, for everything, you've got a 23% buyer premium.
Yeah, I always hate that about auctions. We buy a lot of stuff from my company out of auctions. And yeah, there's always a buyer's premium and a seller's premium, and it's ridiculous.
So I did look, though, to see if there was anything that was more in our price range. Chris, there is one item that they estimate to go for about $20.
Okay. What?
From the Mirage, you could get yourself a wooden mirror in fair condition.
Oh, perfect. That's
54
exactly what I
by
need.
43 inches.
It's a big mirror. Yeah, you'd pay $20, and then you'd have to spend $200 to have it shipped across the country and packaged. And then buyer's premium.
Or Josh could drive it.
You could. Oh, when you're on your way to my house because you're coming up to gamble locally with me.
Absolutely. Anyway, that's the Mirage auction coming up. Art pieces from the Mirage. It's kind of fun if you're into Vegas history.
Okay, Josh, does that wrap up the wheel this week?
Of course not. We got one more spin.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Chris, here's a new one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wheel game we haven't played before. This one is Born to Vegas.
Born to Vegas. Okay, I'm ready.
So, celebrities whose birthday is the day the episode drops.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So, this episode drops on August 31st.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is a celebrity with a tie to Vegas whose birthday is August 31st.
Okay.
All right. This one has the sound. This is an audio daily
it has
double.
an audio clue?
Yeah, here we go.
Nice.
Good roll, man. This table's hot. I want some of this money. Get me in this game. Come on.
Sir, you're aware that there's a $50,000 buy-in this evening?
If that's the case, give me $100,000 in chips. Let me have a Diet Pepsi and some hot wings.
100,000.
Come on.
Give him the chips.
Let's
Bring
play.
it
You got it?
I think I know who it is, and I'm either going to sound like a fool or be a genius. I'm going to say it's Chris Tucker.
You got it. Chris Tucker's birthday is today. The daily episode drops August 31st, and that's a clip from Rush Hour 2.
Yes, which I never saw. I saw the original Rush Hour, but I never watched the second one.
And that's it for the wheel, Chris.
Okay, Josh, anything else before we get out of here?
Well, I did want to say one more thing in relation to my trip to the Rio, this last one.
Okay.
It relates to kind of my experience at Rio and Aria and my experience before that at Venetian. So, Chris, I was under the kind of theory that I lost so much on my Venetian trip number one out of the two, because I drank a lot. You know, I sit and play video poker with Jack, boring Jack a lot and drank a lot. And I thought that probably contributed to my loss. So I pivoted. And at the Star Trek convention, I only had like the one drink, I think, maybe, one or two drinks throughout the whole trip. And no, I do not think there is a correlation between losing and drinking.
Oh, no, there is.
I'm pretty sure makes no difference at all. I can drink as much or not and lose exactly the same.
You have a terrific sample set. So I do understand that your data that you have is very meaningful. But that being said, Josh, I'm going to go out on a limb and say your drinking did contribute a little bit in many ways, making wrong plays on the machine, playing too long because you're busy drinking, just having fun. I do think all those things probably added up.
But I lost just as much when I didn't drink, Chris.
I saw your coin in. I understand why you lost that much. Anything else, Josh?
That's it.
Okay, Josh, this has been a ton of fun. We hope you all enjoyed it. Can't wait to catch up again soon. But until then, goodbye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Vegas, here we come.
Thanks for listening to the Crap Vegas podcast.
Have you ever been to Vegas?
Check out all our recent news and our Vegas trip calendar by visiting crapvegas.com.
See you in Vegas.
We got an email from Sean in Canada about Carnival gambler-only cruises.
Hey?
Sean says, I received an email from Carnival. That wasn't nice, Josh. Don't be making fun of the Canadians. What's that all about?
Thanks, Matthew.
What the fuck's going on? It's like there's some latency, but there isn't. Like, in your mind, I see it processing.
I think, Chris, we should title it Rio, Royals, and Romulans.
What the fuck's a Romulan?
It's a Star Trek alien.
Related, isn't it?
It's a Star
Okay,
Trek
gotcha.
alien, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm good with that.
Perfect.
Perfect.